each and every person should know that you have to learn. You have to understand from the most basic thing.
Okay.
If you're trading Euro USD, from how to execute P plus the lot size is equals to the amount of money that you'll gain. Try to understand, do your research on the broker you're opening an account. Are they regulated? The most basic thing, even understanding about the candlestick, how it is, how it closes. I think they are learning the basics, learning everything. It's very important. Even before you fund an account, just ensure you have learned.
Hi guys, I hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you are. Once again, yet another episode of Bullish Banter. And safe to say a lot has happened within the last few days that we had an episode. And today I'm joined by special guests. Of course, myself, your host, Jesse. I'd like to let them introduce themselves. Hopefully, that will set the tone for the conversation we are going to have today.
Hi guys, my name is Miss Gathoni. I'm a female Forex trader here in Kenya. I've been trading for, it's almost 2 years now, 1 year plus. So I'm going 2 years now.
Okay.
It has been a journey.
Okay.
But I'm grateful. And yeah, it's the best decision ever.
2 years now, eh?
Yeah.
All right, I'll come back to that soon. Yourself?
My name is Neema.
Yeah.
Neema Nembris.
Yes.
Forex trader. It's been a journey for a while. I'll say 3, but 2 of good.
Consistency, yeah?
Yes.
Ile January to December, you are in the market.
Exactly.
Very nice.
So yeah, that is how I can record it. And glad to be here. Looking forward to
The conversation.
the conversation. Yeah.
Very nice, very nice. Rufus, how was Uganda?
Well, Uganda was great. Very interactive traders. The team was excellent. We got some good support from Norbert Kiza, who is our education partner in Kampala. So worst thing I got from Kampala was really bad flu, but the rest is okay.
It's gone, eh?
Yeah, almost done.
I'm worried, Biden just fell ill a few days ago.
Second, I was eating Ugandan food, very fast recovery.
Okay, a joke I'll maintain for that. You said something about Uganda, which I kind of agree with you.
Yeah.
In East Africa, you'd be surprised. We have many traders in Kenya, and Kenyans are very aggressive. I mean, look at Gen Zs. But in terms of trading, I've come to realize our neighbors are quite aggressive. I don't know if you have interacted with them maybe on the social media spaces.
Ugandans don't joke with the markets.
Okay.
Very active. They don't have this fear we have in the Kenyan traders.
Is it fear or more or less risk management?
Well, I wouldn't say that they don't use risk management. They do.
Okay.
But when they get an opportunity, they wouldn't be second guessing themselves.
Okay.
Yeah.
Miss Gathoni, you told me you started 2 years ago. So if my math is right, I think it was just after COVID, eh?
Yes.
Okay. What made you interested in this very complex business of candlesticks?
Just like any other person, I think it was after the financial freedom that comes with it.
Okay.
But eventually, as you learn, you realize it doesn't come the way you think. It's not like, you see, when I was starting to learn, I was thinking 3 months in, I'm making money. People me, I will be making money. But again, as you're learning, you discover that it's a journey.
Okay.
It takes a lot of consistency, a lot of learning, a lot of hard work, a lot of pushing yourself, and mastering the concept, the whole thing. It's not easy. You just have to have the consistency.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did the first trade you take end in a profit or a loss?
I remember the first time I created my trading account.
Okay.
I remember that time I funded $80. Yeah. And there was FOMC. I didn't know like
The 9 p.m. news.
So I think that time I was in GBP USD sales and Euro sales.
Okay.
And I was just chilling. I didn't know they are new, so I was just chilling. And suddenly I get the FX Pesa margin call. And I'm like, what is happening? Then I looked like the whole $80. I funded that account on a Monday. And that was my second trade. And it was so bad. I felt so bad. That is the time I knew what is FOMC.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, we have gotten in a very bearish run. It's not wrong. How did you get into the markets?
Mine was not that pretty.
Okay.
Okay. So I got in the market during COVID. Okay. Because, there is no jobs. You're out here. You're like, what really can work for me?
Yeah.
And I was like, since I love online, like I love working remotely.
Yeah.
So Forex popped up as one of those main things that I can work on. So I did. I never considered investing in knowledge. So I was like, since I'm idle, let me do it by myself. Okay. Let me go in YouTube. Let me do all that. So I did. And within, I think, 3 days, I funded the account.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I was like, it's pretty easy, you know.
You learn on the job.
Exactly. I learn on the job.
Right? Who doesn't?
Who doesn't? So I did. And I remember my first trade, thinking that I'm taking a gold trade just to land in silver.
Okay. Very nice. Okay. It's getting on a bearish run.
Yeah. So I've done my analysis thinking that I'm entering like gold, but I ended up on silver.
Yeah.
Which I can't even recall how my account like just went from this to zero to margin to everything within, I think it was not even more than 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And I was out.
Okay.
Yeah, just like that.
So how long did it take before you came back into the markets?
I remember that time. Honestly, I took a break. You see the motivation, to go back and read and learn. I took a break. I just relaxed, and I was just there. I didn't understand what just happened.
Yeah. And if I'm right, during that time, you are still a student, so you decided to do what took you to school, yeah?
And then it's so hard to tell people you lost money because they're like, that's money I wish you...
How did you lose it?
Yeah.
What do you mean that? Okay.
Yeah.
I guess the point of this is the origin of this business. It is given its context. I normally say the profits are exponential. You can't really put a pin on it. Losses are manageable. I guess that is what you come to learn with time. Eh? Given that maybe you got in and then got out, or what made you come back and what made you sort of stick to therefore push you to such a point whereby you yourself are maybe now sharing what you have learned, maybe pursuing it even full-time in this case? What brought you back and what was that kept you in the market or in this game?
You see, around that time when I was learning, I was surrounded by people who are actually trading. So not surrounded, but I knew some 2-3 individuals who were actually trading. I remember what made me come back and start trading. I went to Thika. You have offices there.
Yeah, Thika.
So I went to visit my friend in Thika, and she took me to the FX Pesa offices, and I got to know 3 individuals who are actually trading, and we shared contact, and I could see they're trading. So I could see it's working. So I was really motivated now. And then I was advised that I have to invest in the knowledge. I have to know. And that was a mistake I did. I didn't look at the fundamentals. I didn't do my research well. So
Neema, you told me you started from YouTube, at least. And I wanted to know, now that I would say you are trading now consistently.
Yeah.
What made you come back and what made you stuck, at least in the currency pair or asset class you are involved with?
Okay, so to answer that question, I'll begin with where I blew my account. So during COVID.
Okay.
But now when I came back, you guys had started events.
Yes.
Okay. So from those events is when I got some advice from, I think he was a host on that in that event.
Okay.
And he advised me according to how my account was. I think for you, Euro USD is the best pair for you because for beginner, it's a bit fair, and not only for a beginner. Looking at it, I used to blow my account with gold, but recover with my currencies, So it was really, really good. So a motivation for it, Euro USD and GU really motivated me to come back to it. And again, now the social media part of it, looking at the influencers, they really motivated me to come back and start looking forward to learning. It's when I joined your classes. And from there it's been pretty well.
A follow up on that, when you say influencers, personally I don't have a view on it. I think it doesn't make sense for me to criticize somebody whether he's making money or not. But obviously I'd emphasize ethics to the best of your ability. How did they influence you? Is it that they were making money, flashing money, or in between the talks that they have, were they making sense to your trading strategy or how you approach the markets?
They live large.
And you want
to be real with you guys, one was the lifestyle. He liked it.
Yeah.
He had my dream car. So I was like, okay, I think I have to do that. Okay. So from that point, and then now coming with that idea of seeing him online, and then now having a one-on-one,
Okay.
and telling me that this is what you should do.
Okay.
That one was a pick for me. I was like, okay,
Okay.
I'm good to go.
And you didn't mind, spending all those hours trying to understand the currencies, etc., or you walked with him or her on that mentorship journey?
Apparently, no. Now from there is when I joined your classes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. I think that's a fair assessment of any trader's journey. And I like a very important point.
Yeah.
You have a recovery asset. What is your recovery asset?
What is the
Well,
The one you go to after things go bad elsewhere,
yeah.
you come back home.
Man, it's gold.
Interesting. Mine is oil, by the way.
Just one.
If everything goes bad, I
US oil.
kill it with oil. US, UK oil, so long as it's petroleum, I will know something about it for some reason. And then when I start doing well, you go back to the next
normal.
asset to blow your account. You know which one.
Yeah.
Very nice, very nice. Now, given you have been trading for 2 years, and I'm sure you have a different experience perhaps from myself and maybe Rufus, we are old enough, at least. What are those things which you'd say were crucial, at least in your 2 years experience in the markets, and you would think maybe since you started, you wish somebody would know when they were beginning?
I think for me, each and every person should know that you have to learn. You have to understand from the most basic thing.
Okay.
If you're trading Euro USD, from calculating a pip, from everything, how to execute, how do you, the pip plus the lot size is equals to the amount of money that you'll gain. Try to understand, do your research on the broker you're opening an account. Are they regulated? The most basic thing, even understanding about the candlestick, how it is, how it closes. I think they are learning the basics, learning everything. It's very important. Even before you fund an account, just ensure you have learned everything that you're supposed. Not everything per se, because with the experience, there is not the experience part where you are now doing the live trading and you're trying to gap what you know in your mind and what you're actually doing. But with the right knowledge, it becomes very, very easy. And I think in today's in the current time, it's not like, I wouldn't say it's like when you guys were starting where you had to get mentors from abroad, no information. Right now, if you want to learn, I think all the information you need is in YouTube. There are many mentors, so you just have to invest in the knowledge first.
Okay. You mentioned that you started with social media. I've been on TikTok once in a while, trying to just check out, within the Forex market. I'm sure Robert, how is that going?
He has been on TikTok and what?
I see a lot of different ideas. In fact, sometimes I consult with a lot of clients and they tell me, I learned about this indicator on TikTok. How can I add it here? Would you say TikTok being, the current generation's go-to application, as opposed to, you remember those Facebook groups back in the day where you had to pay $20 to be added into a channel? Imagine social media free, but you pay somebody to just say, send. Would you say it has been instrumental in simplifying and gapping the knowledge gap in regards to trading and perhaps even strategy formulation, if I were to stretch it?
Yeah. Very, 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 like it has played a very, very major role.
Okay.
In terms of, you see, sometimes you can go maybe to the platform that you want to study from and all that. But now when you go to TikTok and you get someone like who is putting the points down for you easily and explaining it, it's easy for you now to digest. Okay. And most of those videos, they're also practical. You get? So seeing it practically, it's easy for you now to trade, to understand, mostly if it's something to do with the adding knowledge, adding how to trade and all that. It's much, much easy for you to see on social media from a video clip more than even reading from an app or something.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I think given it's, a few minutes in, I believe, makes it time conscious. You are able to know what you must know. Then you are able to go about your other business.
Yeah.
Interesting. In regards to one thing she mentioned, that like you found friends, 2 or 3 of them. Would you say that is valuable in your trader's journey, especially when you're beginning? That community, that village of friends whereby be it on WhatsApp or people you meet, does it add value to you as a trader, or does it distort? Because for me personally, if I'm in a group and all of us are sharing signals, we are just making noise.
Yeah.
True.
How do you, in that community, discern noise to figure out, okay, this makes sense, this is just chatter?
Now, you see when you have a group, it becomes easy with the consistency. You see, for example, you might be lazy today, and then you see your friend is told you this and this is happening. You go back to the chat and you actually look and you give your opinion. Yeah, we might be a lot. Everyone is trying to give their opinion, but the same way that they're giving their opinion, the same way you give yours, the more you actually learn, and you start raising your voice and you start speaking, and it becomes. Personally, having a group, even for example, in my group where I mentor people, I tell them to talk, say your opinion, because the moment you say your opinion, you get to understand. Even you are like, oh, I know this. You didn't even know you know, but you just realize that I know this and this and this. So having a group, for me, it's very crucial and it's very helpful.
Are you part of a group yourself?
True.
Okay.
Very, very
Are you like Rufus who just shares his charts and then you deal with it? Or do you have those, signals, TP1, TP2, TP3?
Currently, we do things a bit different.
Okay.
I prefer a discussion.
Interesting.
So for my, for how we call signal groups and mentorship groups. So for me, I join signal and mentorship at the same place because I believe in us discussing, analyzing the chart, and then how we got that entry.
Okay.
Apart from like giving you just an entry, enter this at this price, a stop loss and all that, and you don't know how we came through that. We came like to that point. So for me, I really value the discussion part of it. So with my team, we really discuss. After now discussing, we come up with the entries, and then during the day or during the week, we can now look at the charts and how they play out. So it's a bit more better than just giving out entries. Yeah, that works better for me.
Interesting.
Well, I would say back in the day, I used to have these friends. They would literally call me at 4 a.m. Like we were that open. They would be like, guys, oh, wake up, trade some JQI. And you would literally wake up, check the charts, get a good trade. And that was really nice. Then eventually there was this day, we had a small trading office locally. Then a guy walks in the morning and he was like, guys, there's oil outbreak. We were like, what? Oh, he meant breakout.
Wow.
But that sense of community has lasted so long that eventually I had to even create my own community for guys to literally just share messages instantly, because some of these opportunities can come up just in a time, and sharing is caring.
Yeah, true.
I think what I'm getting actually is this, and he has put it very nicely. You start from a community, like a chicken and hens care, and then after that, you're like, I think I know enough. Let me just branch out to kindergarten style. I think it's like that for a lot of traders. It reaches a point you become your own solo person, and then you go into a certain village somewhere and then just trade. Interesting. Mention something about financial freedom. I think we have had this discussion, and I'm sure Rufus, you have heard me say this. In New York, there are almost equal number of McDonald's shops as hedge fund offices. I mean, they are the home of finance technically, In Kenya, I think in Nairobi in particular, there are enough Forex Academy equal to at least Quickmart shops. Right?
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, it's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
It's actually a good thing, because each and every shop and trainer and academy out there is sharing something different, and you might have hopped from one to the other. So diversity in information is crucial in financial freedom. I personally don't think it's bad. Now, of course, the ethics side might be questionable, but at the end of the day, you are learning something you never knew by the time you walked in there. How significant is that, especially in campus where we see a lot of students, try something to make some money? And how did you balance between your academics, of course, financial situation in school as a student? I know it's not quite pretty, but also sacrifice enough to get into this craft and build it upon it?
You say first, when I was in school, I don't want to sound rude, but
No.
I was very sure that I'm not getting employed. And I was like very certain. I just knew one thing about life, and one fact is you can never make $1 million when you're employed, right? So I knew that, and I just finished my school, because you finish school, you learn, get a degree and all that.
Yeah.
But my interest and my passion was not in the academic part of it.
Okay.
At first, when I was starting Forex, I was starting it so that I can make money like any other person.
Yeah.
And then eventually, I started teaching my friends for free. I remember, I think I also taught my lecturer for free. Yeah, my lecturer wanted
Lecture,
to...
which subject is he teaching? We have some questions
There
here.
was a lady, but it's serious. There was a lady, my lecturer.
Okay.
So she wanted to learn about Forex, and she happened to know someone that we used to stay close by, and that person referred her to me. And she's like, I've taught you. Yeah, you taught me when I was in secondary. And that is how I started teaching her. And she actually even traded and all that. And I think when I started teaching, it became something that I'm very interested in. Teaching people, running a community, guiding them. It really gives someone a purpose, a sense. And that is when I discovered I want to do this. I want to do this. So finishing school was just, you just try your best.
Need the academics to
Just
ground you.
start.
Yes.
Yeah. So you just
But at
push
least you
yourself.
take something from the class, right?
Yeah.
Very
But
nice. Which is your dream car that you saw this guy or
yeah.
rising?
Yes.
I mean, you mentioned it.
A lot of times.
Yeah.
Tell us, please.
C200.
Silveros. It wins every time. Interesting. So in regards to, what I've just asked regarding financial freedom, what would say would be, because if you're a trader full time,
Yeah, true.
to say the least, everything you will have to bait your expenditures, your, growth in the trips and, planning towards this C200 would be some of those principles you have applied yourself to make sure that even as you trade, you do not, let's say, finish or deplete all the funds. And even if you make profits, you're able to put it, somewhere or in a way. What have you done to ensure that you still are able to achieve your goals, but also growing your portfolio?
Okay, sorry, can you?
No, I'm saying in regards to financial freedom. You started as a student, definitely, and you got into the market, and you still have these plans and vision. So maybe what are some of those lessons you have applied yourself to make sure, even as you trade, you still have good profit or manage your funds well, but also achieve some of those small goals and targets you have as you aim towards the silver arrow?
Yeah, true. That's a good question. What I'll say is, when it comes now to the financial freedom part of it, I feel like it's easy to say,
Okay.
but it's kind of tricky to achieve it. Okay?
Okay.
It needs a lot of management when it comes to funds.
Okay.
Because if you're like a trader and you've ever experienced good profits, you can spend it very badly.
True.
And at the same time, you can spend it good if you are very keen. But 90% goes on that. Yeah.
I know on the first attempt, but then as soon as the responsibilities get bigger.
Yeah. And then when you're almost done with the funds is when you remember, oh, wow.
Okay.
I had this money, but I can't track how it really how I really spent it. Okay. So it comes back to now the responsibility part of what you've mentioned. And then looking up to how many people or who are the people who are looking up to you. Because at the end of the day, you can't just overspend it, and yet you advise and mentor people how to do it correctly.
Interesting.
So at the same time, you have to look to go back on your book and be like, okay, yes, I'm spending it, I'm overspending it, but I have people who are looking up to me. Okay, so if I do these decisions, what will they do if I am doing a bad decision with the money that I'm making or with the profits that I'm making, with the trades that I'm taking? You get, because sometimes that money has a bit of excitement on how you take your trades. So I think it comes back to that.
Interesting.
Yeah, true.
Okay. Rufus mentioned something about, Ugandans being aggressive, or at least our neighbors being aggressive in the markets.
Yeah.
When you trade, do you say, I want to make 10% in a month? How do you approach that, at least when you are trading?
That comes to the, according to me, I'll go back to my risk management. How much do I have on my account? Okay. What lot size will I use? Because with that, I won't compare myself with someone with using a bigger lot size or a small lot size.
Yes.
Now from there, I'll get to understand from this trade, how much am I getting? But yes, I usually have a percentage of what I'm targeting. But if still I don't meet it, it's okay, because weeks are different in the market. This week, I might get double of the target that I want. And maybe next week, I might get something less. Okay? It's all about being satisfied with what you get, because we don't run the market. You get? Be satisfied with what you get, and also with the excitement that comes with the emotions that comes with. Don't just be sure not to go back to the market and take back the money that you had. Yeah.
Yes. Do you want to give back to the community?
I think just giving back to the market.
Elaborate. What do you mean by giving back to the community?
Yeah.
It happens all the time. There's this one period where your strategy will work really well, or let's say the markets are really volatile, and every single trade you seem to take basically goes well.
Yeah, true.
Then after a break, maybe a weekend, come back the following week, then you can't recognize your skills.
Yeah, it happens.
Has it happened to you also?
What?
Like the way Rufus is saying, or did it maybe you have more experience in the market, right?
He does.
Or you have more experience in the market. It happens to everyone.
Yeah, you made some good cash, then come back the following week. Somehow you can't recognize your skills.
Exactly.
Every trade you seem to take seems to basically take money from you. It's a normal cycle. When you learn to recognize it, then you start putting some breaks. Sometimes it's just better to sit it out, wait for that period to end, and then come back.
Because there's a time you feel like I am conquering the market. Next week, and then next week.
Yeah, you're seeing blues, like you're not. Yeah. Okay.
So a question for you. What's the best advice you ever got in your trading?
Preserve your capital. That was the best advice, or I learned it from somewhere in YouTube. When you start trading, the first thing that you're supposed to always make sure is preserve your capital, because when I blow that account, I want to be able to get another. When I get another trading opportunity, I want to be able to make it. That is why I'm always strict on my risk management. If the market goes towards my side, my direction, I'm not quick to move my stop loss, but I always ensure at least I've adjusted my stop loss accordingly, and then maybe I let it run. So I always ensure when it comes to not the account that maybe this week I'm trading with a certain amount of money, I will try my best not to lose a certain percentage. And if I do, I just take a quick break, learn again, and then come back. Because when you blow your account, you want to be able to execute more and more trades that could have given you the profits to come back. Yeah.
Awesome. We should reward your mentor.
Shout out.
How about you?
Okay.
For me, the Euro USD was the best. That was the best. I'm telling you, like, that was the best, and it's something that now I usually tell the people who I mentor, because we tend to maybe look down upon the currencies, but in real, the currencies have money.
I'll tell you a honest story. Brexit. Yeah, I hated GBP USD since Brexit. For personal reasons. I've only recovered this week after the new prime minister. That's when I trusted the GBP USD pair. But it taught me a good lesson. Every day you wake up in the morning, by 10 p.m. you have a new prime minister, or he has resigned. Marcus has done something. So it was agreed. Margin requirement was low, so it's cheaper to trade. The risk profile in terms of PIP value is quite reasonable, manageable. But, at that time, I'm still a student, so you put in your $50, by afternoon you have to think. The stretch between Moy Avenue is not an easy one. All the way to where I was going, it was not an easy one. But I think over time you get to understand that there are some variables you have no control over, and therefore whatever happens, take a walk, or as we usually say, touch grass, go and relax, clear your mind, come back. Because it's just as a job like any other. You have your bad day in office, you have a good day. But if you look at it on the long-term range, I think you're able to see, okay, this is doing well, this is doing badly. As we sort of come to an end to this discussion, I hear you have an event or something you're planning in the coming days.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, maybe you can give us a little,
So we have a program as Women in Forex. We started with Neema.
Okay.
Basically, you see, in the financial market, let's just be honest, I think we've seen that the guys dominate a lot.
Okay. No, fair.
Let's be honest, and we're just trying to bring more ladies on board. We're just trying to show them. It's a good thing that we learned Forex. It's a good thing that we discovered. And there are so many ladies out there. Some are just quiet. Some are trading. They just don't have the courage to speak up. And
they are very good. I can guarantee you they are very good.
Yeah, so giving back to the community, right? So we are trying. So giving back to the community, we have created a group for women in Forex. So we're trying to bring as many ladies as possible into the industry. I think right now we're around 500 and something ladies. Okay. So we usually have 2 sessions on Tuesday and on Wednesday, on Tuesday and Thursday, where we do Google Meet free sessions. We talk about 1, 2, 3. So Tuesday is always beginner, right? Yeah. Tuesday is beginner, then Thursday is advanced, and then we're just like trying to give back to the community. Yeah. So we have an event coming up on 16th, yet to be confirmed. So we are going to confirm the location and the time. And we are just telling ladies, if you're just there, come learn, and you never know. Yeah.
Interesting. I think that's a good project so far. I mean, like I said, that's why I asked, did you know this guy? Because predominantly it was maybe a few guys in the, the YouTube space with some experience at least to share. And those times you had to send your money to some agent broker in the Cayman Islands. And chances of you getting it back were close to zero. Yeah. I mean, you see your money and then you give in those numbers and told Puja, and then you'll never see. Maybe in regards to your, now that I guess with this event and obviously the plans you have in store is to maybe, what is your plan at least for the next few months and years, at least in regards to financial markets, Forex trading, at least for you as a group and obviously individual in the plans you have?
Okay. Personally, let me start with individually. Yeah. Individually is to grow, not only learning, but account-wise. Okay. So
$1 million later.
Yeah. So growing and, learning every day. That is something that I'm looking forward to. Because as much as I might teach, I might mentor, I need to be mentored. I need to add some knowledge in the market, because market brings something new every day. And then to regard with the group, we have a lot, a lot which is coming. So right now we are trying to tell the ladies that they should join, because even with the as we started, from the time we started up to now, there are ladies who are already learning a lot, and they've already started even trading with just the sessions on Tuesdays and Thursdays. You can imagine. So with only that, you can now relate to how much impact we are putting in the community. So now we are looking forward to start running the events,
interacting with people.
Meet and trades with the ladies. And I think looking forward for more and more and more.
Interesting. Back to what we normally do in this podcast, that is talk some bit about fundamentals and of course some banters. FOMC coming next week on Wednesday. Will you be trading?
Yeah, I will be trading.
So you have overcome your fear. How did you come about it?
I learned, you sit down, you learn about oil, you learn what the interest rates tell you, everything. I learned, actually FOMC was the first fundamental that I learned. I wrote 2 pages. Learning understanding
plots and
interest
everything.
rate, understanding how the interest rate affects that currency, understanding if Powell talks and all that, hawkish or dovish, you learn.
Okay.
I did my research.
Interesting. If you can't beat them, join them.
Yeah.
Interesting. So next week you are seeing, gold right now is trading at around 23 something, 23.80, I believe. Perhaps, possibility of it going lower is as much as it going upwards.
Yeah.
Do you normally make predictions based on the news is about to come 1 week before, or you react to the technicals and price actions then?
I think I trade more. I react at that time when, especially when it comes to FOMC, not the 9 immediately, the 9:30 when now Paul is giving the speech. Yeah, I think that is when now I trade.
Okay.
Good.
For me, it's kind of different because I believe that fundamentals come to respect the technicals, most probably.
You have hit it.
Yeah, I know. But one thing I'll do my technical analysis as usual. Okay. And then now when we are approaching the news, I'll get to understand what is the price action at the moment. Okay. Now, according to the technicals that I did, I won't go against my technicals just because the fundamentals are almost. Okay.
You are right. Okay. You're right.
Okay.
I'm saying that because I've come to realize you personally, I might be more fundamental in my approach to the markets.
Okay.
But then when I speak to technical traders, those guys illuminate my mind in things which I had forgotten because my psychology is okay. This is how things work and reaction should be this. But I forget we are irrational people in this market and we make decisions based on personal interest, greed, or selfishness or fear. So which I have no control whatsoever. So I kind of you do your technicals. Fundamentals just becomes the fuel to whatever direction the market.
So I'm more technical, and then yes, I look at fundamentals.
Okay.
They come like after I've done my technicals.
I bet you have a very peaceful sleep then.
I've ever done the fundamentals for a minute, and it wasn't. My emotions were all over.
Talk to JPY traders.
Yeah.
They are suffering.
Telling you next week, the moment Jerome Powell says good afternoon.
Yes.
All over.
It has been a pleasure having you guys here. And it's a relief for us to not now dig every time to what Powell said. We'll cover, of course, special edition. US election is coming up soon. Just a deep dive on what to expect. But we have started already hinting that it doesn't matter. The market will react the way it will. And in your words, it is good to have, perspectives from different sides, not just bases buzzing your earphones every time, but different perspectives on how to approach the market, which I believe you have shared, however much we have laughed and enjoyed your conversation. Yeah.
Maybe Rufus, during the last election, it was 4 years ago, right?
Yeah.
During that time, you were trading, right?
Yeah.
And that time we were not traders. And how was the market during that time?
Well, immediately after the elections, there was what do we call the capital event?
January 6th.
Americans basically stormed their capital, and Trump had all these claims that and the elections have been stolen. There were claims that Russia had done something to manipulate elections, all kinds of claims. So the markets were really fearful. So as a result, there was only one bet: gold go up. So there was a lot of uncertainty. Whenever you see uncertainty, the overall reaction, you just see gold pumping higher. So I don't expect a similar event to be happening this year.
Yes.
But overall, from what we can see in the last couple of weeks, Trump is almost acting as if he's already president.
Yeah.
So the market reacting to Trump's comments about semiconductors, and the markets were really moving. So I expect something similar.
Okay.
Yeah. Before I let you go, maybe what would be your advice to those who are looking to get started trading, those who have begun, and those who are in the journey of, trading? And perhaps, if you may, any book recommendation or, YouTube channel or even, something like that.
Yeah, so for the beginners, I think, and for everyone who is trading, I think we can all conclude that investing knowledge in the financial market, it's the best thing that you can do for yourself. First, it's a skill, right? You can pass it to anyone, your children. You can teach your brother, your sister. And it goes with you. Even it doesn't have age. Just because you're young, you can't understand. Just because you're old. Right now, everyone is just trying to learn. And with the economic situation right now, investing in the financial market, having somewhere where you can make that $20, $10 pure profit, just like comparing with any business, it's not easy to find a business where you can make purely profit and it's yours alone. Businesses in the current economic situation, I think investing in the financial market is the best thing that you can do for yourself. So just keep pushing, keep learning, and put 100% in it. I've never seen someone who has put 100% in something and has failed, right?
Definitely.
So yeah, keep pushing and keep learning.
Okay. You're cutting short, Neema?
Yeah. The same. I'll just talk about learning the same way she has said it, because as I began, I wish I had someone who to tell me invest in learning first. Okay, and try and get someone who will hold your hand in this journey, who is now the mentor.
Yeah.
Because walking alone might look like I'm a hero, but in deep down, you might go through a lot emotionally, the trading psychology part, and you might lose hope very quickly. So investing in learning and getting a mentor is one of the basic, like major parts that people like to ignore, or maybe
gloss over.
Yeah, exactly. But it's very, very major.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. That has been all from your host in regards to Bullish Banter. I hope you have enjoyed, perhaps maybe learned one or two things about trading from, other than us. For any questions, concern, and of course, comments, feel free to drop them just below the video. You can as well find us on Instagram, Twitter, Bullish Banter Podcast. Maybe where can they find you on social media?
On Instagram, you can find me at Miss Gathoni, that is ms.gathoni.
Okay.
On TikTok, it's FX with Gathoni. YouTube, it's FX with Gathoni.
Okay.
On Instagram, it's Neema Kulei. And in TikTok, it's Neema Nemris.
Okay. Thank you very much. I've been your host, Jesse. Adios.